Welcome to Foodie Lounge, presented by IndiaInTracks.com and Sulekha.com. Myself, Levin Johnson, and I've got Arjun here to assist me. Today's recipe is going to be Makka Choolam Keerai Masale. Makka Choolam means corn on the cob. Keerai is the spinach. Masale is the pounding that we do, and it's a paste of spinach. I'll just run through the ingredients for you. That's the spinach. It could be any local spinach off the street, and whatever locally available, it could be any spinach at all. Tur dal 50 grams, 10 grams of green chilies, 15 grams of chopped onions, 10 grams of chopped tomatoes, 5 grams of whole red chilies, 5 grams of mustard seeds, 5 grams of cumin, jeera, 8 grams of peeled whole garlic, sambar onions, corn kernels, 40 grams, 15 ml of ghee. To start with, we might need pans, and the utensils you might need is one to blanch the spinach. This one is to half cook the tur dal. What we might also need is a non-stick pan like this, where you could be doing the tadka. Another very important is a pounder. We do need to pound the green chilies, and for the tadka, we might need to pound the garlic as well. This is to get the tur dal going, and that's for the spinach. Don't really have to wait for the water to boil. You could just add in the tur dal. Of course, for the spinach, you'll have to wait till the water gets to a boil, so that we don't end up having the spinach overcooked or discolored. We got your lentils here, which is like 3/4 cooked. The way you check it is make sure that it's all gone flattened and it's almost ready to be smashed. When you try to press it in between two fingers, and you should be able to mash it. So that's the stage at which don't really stop cooking, but that's the point when we have to ground some green chilies. Arjun is going to help me grounding the green chilies, a pounder. While Arjun is pounding the green chilies, we can get the spinach to blanch. This spinach is going to take up to 2 or 3 minutes after a boil. At this stage, we're going to add in the chopped onions to the tur dal, the chopped tomatoes, and then the pounded green chilies. Might take another 10 minutes for the tomatoes to get mashed up, so this can be left on to boil. In the meanwhile, we're going to strain off the spinach. After it's been blanched, it's easier and gets into a finer paste when you still try to puree it, when it's still warm. So this needs to be blended up. We just got the spinach puree here, and what we're going to do now is we might need a bigger pan to transfer the dal, because the spinach has to go in as well. Before we get into any stage, now Arjun is going to pound some garlic for me. Just to adjust the consistency again, you could add in some more water if you need. The spinach puree is ready to go in. "40 grams of sambar onion sliced up. We need a frying pan or a saute pan. This is what we're going to be using it for tempering, which is called the tadka. We'll wait till the pan gets hot. The pan's hot, so you can start off with 2 teaspoons of ghee. If it does get too hot, you can always take it off the fire. A few red chilies, mustard seeds. Wait till it starts to crackle. Jeera. And just when it starts to go brown, you can add in the sliced sambar onions and the pounded garlic. It's very important to make sure the whole spices don't burn. It tends to get bitter taste to the dish if you end up burning any of it. Just when you see that the sambar onions gone a bit translucent or softened it, it's ready to go into the spinach and the tur dal mix. Mix it all together, and you could throw in the corn kernels along with the rest of the dish. A good stir. As the corn kernels are already been blanched, probably it might just take another 5 minutes for the Makka Choolam Keerai Masale to be ready. One last thing not to forget is the seasoning. After we put the tempering in and we've got the corn kernels in, we could put the lid on for 5 minutes After 5 minutes, give it a good stir and Makka Choolam Keerai Masala is ready. And it's ready to be served. And just to garnish and also to get the flavors out, just a half teaspoon of ghee and some corn kernels to garnish. It's a very simple recipe, comes from Tamil Nadu.